He touched down and immediately took off again to verify system behavior.
What? Oh my god, this is really crazy technologies. What's up, my friend? Today I'll be reacting to Meet the X-47B, America's 1.5 billion stealth drone. Oh boy, that's a lot of money. But before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this one, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. You guys end up recommending this one quite a lot, so let's play it.
Meet the
Sorry, this looks like the B-2 bomber. Am I crazy about that?
X-47B, America's $1.5 billion stealth drone.
So there is no man inside of that. That's crazy. This is really top technology by America. But honestly, only a country like America could do stuff like this because of the military budget is so big. 1.5 billion for a toy like that. A toy, you guys get the point, I'm joking. By the way, I also have a drone. I paid 50 bucks on AliExpress. Flies, but no stealth.
The U.S. Navy almost developed a stealthy, armed, carrier-launched attack drone to bring new range dimensions to maritime power projection. This drone would have conducted high-risk forward offensive missions against enemy air defenses, enemy surface ships, and even adversarial fighter aircraft.
Wow.
Moreover, this first-of-its-kind drone had the potential to serve as a carrier-launched refueler. The drone was based on the Northrop Grumman-developed X-47B demonstrator aircraft, which had already achieved a significant milestone of landing autonomously on an aircraft carrier as part of the Navy's Unmanned Carrier-Launched Airborne Surveillance and Strike, or UCAS program. Despite the achievement, extensive debate and programmatic deliberation led to the cancellation of the UCAS program. Instead, the Navy opted to develop a less stealthy and unarmed refueler drone called the MQ-25 Stingray.
Okay.
On March 18, 2021, some prominent members of Congress called on the Navy to resume the development of a UCAS-like capability.
Oh boy, bring it back.
To develop an unmanned, long-range carrier-based penetrating strike capability. Yet this nascent UCAS program was usurped to field a far less capable MQ-25 tanking drone. Representative Bob Whitman, House Armed Services Subcommittee on Sea Power and Projection Forces ranking member, said in prepared remarks in Congress. Retired in April 2015, the U.S. Navy's two X-47B, known by their call signs as Salty Dog 501 and Salty Dog 502,
Salty Dog.
represent the most significant progress in unmanned combat aerial systems to date. With its distinctive, sleek, stealthy, tailless profile, the aircraft has become a poster child for the future of military drone technology. But how did the program come about? And why was the Salty Dog retired?
That's the question.
Northrop Grumman took an ambitious approach, starting with the construction of a small proof-of-concept demonstrator called X-47A Pegasus, which it funded entirely on its own. The X-47A fulfilled Northrop Grumman's objectives with its first and only flight in April 2003. The company then designed a much larger aircraft for the naval version requirement, the X-47B. 6 years since the X-47B began development, Northrop Grumman finally received a contract to build two X-47Bs, and that time military drones had become much more prominent as a result of the success of the MQ-1 Predator and MQ-9 Reapers in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Those are very popular.
Though development costs were quite significant, reaching nearly $1.5 billion by 2015, the program meshed well with evolving Navy requirements. One such requirement was that the drone be capable of long-range strike missions, reflecting the Navy's new China-centric strategic orientation, including increasing anxiety over advances in Chinese anti-shipping technologies that would require the U.S. Navy to have the ability to launch attacks from a greater range.
Okay, so do you guys think the future is this, basically, just drones in the air? Because, you know, this is safer, I would say, right?
The X-47B has an overall design similar to that of the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. It features a blended wing body with no vertical stabilizer, and above its pointed nose sits the air intake for a single Pratt & Whitney F100 220U turbofan engine, which is the same engine used in the F-16 Fighting Falcon. The engine...
Wait a second. I had an idea. Why not make the A-10 Artoga drone? That's a stupid idea. Oh, sorry.
Is a two-shaft afterburning turbofan that produces up to 17,000 pounds of thrust. The engine's designed to provide the drones with a high level of performance and maneuverability. The X-47B has a wingspan of 62 feet and a length of 38 feet, with an empty weight of approximately 14,000 pounds and maximum takeoff weight of 44,000 pounds. It can provide a cruising speed of 685 miles per hour and has an operational range in excess of 2,100 nautical miles. Its operational altitude is up to 40,000 feet. The X-47...
You know what? If we know about this, can you imagine what we don't know? I believe that America have technology that us common mortals have no idea what's going on.
Its operational altitude is up to 40,000 feet. The X-47B's flight test began in 2011 and lasted slightly over 4 years. During this period, it demonstrated the ability to perform a full range of shipboard and non-combat aerial operations, such as deck handling, launch and recovery, integration with manned aircraft operations, and in-air refueling from a manned tanker. These were all significant achievements for autonomous UAVs.
Okay.
Then, when the X-47B autonomously landed on the aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush, many hailed it as a historic moment in the development of military drone technology, as carrier landings are among the most challenging tasks for pilots. On November 10, 2013, the testing of the X-47B continued aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt. During this phase, the digitized carrier-controlled environment of the UAV was tested, including the communication and interaction between the drone and carrier personnel during launch, recovery, and flight operations. Besides that, on August 17, 2014, the X-47B made history by taking off and landing on Theodore Roosevelt alongside an FA-18 Hornet, marking the first time a UAV operated in conjunction with manned aircraft aboard an aircraft carrier. The Hornet was launched from the carrier, followed by the X-47B.
This is so crazy.
After a brief flight, the X-47B touched down and immediately took off again to verify system behavior.
What? Oh my god, this is really crazy technology. So, lands and keeps going. Oh, that's crazy. This is, yeah, I said it already, but this is really top technology.
24 minutes, the X-47B landed on the flight deck and taxied away to make room for the Hornet to land. The demonstration met all test objectives and marked the X-47B's 5th test period at sea. The drone had completed 8 catapult launches from a carrier, 30 touch-and-goes, and 7 arrested landings aboard the George H.W. Bush and Theodore Roosevelt. Additionally, nighttime taxi and deck handling operations were performed for the first time. The X-47B met its objective of performing launches and recoveries at 90-second intervals with manned Hornets. In April 2015, the X-47B achieved another milestone by successfully conducting the world's first autonomous aerial refueling with an Omega Air KC-707 tanker over the coast of Maryland.
Yo, this is... what? I mean, it makes sense, but it's still a bit unreal if you really think about it. Imagine if there is some AI technology that controls those drones, and all of a sudden us, oh no. Because that could happen in the future, right? Imagine if AI takes control of that, all of a sudden the Americans, the Chinese, whatever, cannot make the drone obey their order. Oh, that could be scary.
This marked the
Maybe I'm watching too much Star Trek, but yeah.
completion of all primary demonstration tasks required of the drone.
It was within limits 20027, and that was at time 55, so it's staying pretty strong. It may go over.
Although the X-47 successfully proved that a carrier air wing could operate a large drone, the ability to operate in a contested high-threat and dynamic environment, which is the Navy's ultimate goal for a carrier-based combat drone, is much more challenging. Since the X-47B program did not include any weapons or intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance ISR tests, it failed to validate the unmanned combat air vehicle's survivability in a range of contested threat environments, nor did it establish which missions would be best suited for such technologies.
So this is the reason it's not operating right now.
At this point, the program's conclusions suggest that while impressive, the existing core technologies present in the X-47B may have some way to go before they can support autonomous combat operations.
Okay.
In February 2016, the Navy decided to repurpose the X-47B from a surveillance and strike aircraft into a reconnaissance and aerial refueling drone with limited strike capability. The change followed a top-level review and restructuring of the now-defunct UCAS project. In its stead came a much less ambitious competition to supply a carrier-based drone tanker. This was known as the Carrier-Based Aerial Refueling System, CBARS program.
By the way, should I react to this one? Looks like a beast also.
Which Boeing 1 and Northrop Grumman suddenly elected not to compete in, even though at least one of the X-47Bs was equipped with a refueling pod in preparation for the tender. The adventures of the X-47B ended here. They've been stored at the company's sprawling Plant 42 facility in Palmdale, California, where they remain to this day. It's deeply regrettable that the X-47B never entered service, and as a result, the Navy took a step back. However, a new drone, the MQ-25 Stingray, is scheduled to join the fleet in 2026 as an aerial refueling drone. While this is a significant advancement that'll extend the reach of manned aircraft, it may not be the type of drone that fighting enthusiasts had in mind.
Oh, so yeah, the X-47B was much cooler than that one that the guy was talking about. Because this one, you can see the potential, right? It's a shame that it is not operating.
Thank you.
Crazy. Yeah. Hey, leave a like if you also think this is crazy. Oh, it's not flying. Oh, it is. Never mind. Perfect landing. Of course. This is a beast of a plane. Wow. Beast of a drone, better saying. Okay, well, this was crazy. Like always, to be honest, my friends. Yeah, I mean, drones is something that, apart from my experience with mine from AliExpress, I don't have a lot. I don't know a lot, I have to admit. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this video. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And also let me remember you about one thing. I have a Patreon community. I put videos there a bit earlier than I put on YouTube. So if you want to support me and have access to early content, go to my Patreon. I will leave a link on my description. Take a look at that. You can also scan the QR code you will be seeing here. And that's it.